Hello everyone, I'm Leah Torbert with Harrington Strategic Partners, and today I'm bringing you another episode of Harrington's Bookshelf. Our book this week is coming up for air by Beth Sawi, How to Build a Balanced Life in a Workaholic World. So we've been talking about some of the techniques that you can use to start bringing balance into your life. And one of the areas in the book that Beth spends some time on is looking at some of the different things that are getting in our way. We want to have a more balanced life. We know that something is not quite right in our lives. We're spending too much time in particular areas, and that can swing depending on where we are, in our life at any given time. But very rarely do we find that, joyous equilibrium where we feel like everything's just really working out the way we want it to. And, Beth found through extensive interviews and research that there are 6 things that help keep us from reaching that balance that we want in our lives. The first one is money. I'm sure no one's surprised about that. Today it can be very expensive to live, and we think about money in a particular way. The more money you have, the happier you're going to be. Money opens doors. Money gets you things. Money can buy happiness. All the commercials and the advertising that we are bombarded with every day, how we've been raised by our parents to think about money. Everyone wants more. And so we work longer hours, we work harder jobs, we try to go the traditional route and do what, we've always been told will get us where we need to go, chasing that dollar. And so a lot of times we will sit and kind of talk ourselves out of wanting to do something because it's going to take us away from making money time. The second thing that can get in the way is our need for approval. So maybe you had parents who had never been to college before and they wanted you to be the first college graduate of the family. Well, now you've got your bachelor's degree, maybe you went out and got your master's degree, and now you're the big shot of the family. They have great expectations from you. You should be making $250,000 a year, and you need to be vacationing in all the right spots and be able to do all the cool things that people just expect that you need to do. Maybe you have a spouse that expects that you provide a certain level of income or a certain lifestyle, or maybe you yourself have put these expectations on you because you saw someone growing up that you wanted to be like, and so you are emulating that person, and you're putting those expectations, limiting yourself. So there's lots of different things that could be adding in there, but they keep you from really focusing on what's going to make you happy and allowing you to bring balance into your life. The third one is peer pressure. So, just like in high school, maybe you wanted to be the star track guy, and you're doing all these exercises and you're running and you're doing all the extra practices. We do the same thing in our careers. We see that other people in our field, other people in our companies, they're doing, quote, better than we are. They're making more money, they're getting more opportunities, and they could even be saying things to us like, well, if you want to be successful like I am, you need to do this. You need to join this club. You need to go to that event. You need to hang out with these people. You need to, do this kind of volunteer work. Whatever the case may be, you're kind of being directed to behave in a particular way because that's just the way it should be. That's what everybody's doing. That's how they're getting it. And if you want it, you need to be that way too. But that's not really how we need to look at it, because everybody is different. What motivates each person is a little different, and we need to think about what makes us happy and what's going to be best for us. The next one is a sense of obligation. So I have struggled with this in various positions in my career where I ended up working a lot of extra hours and putting in extra time and effort and really stressing myself out, when at the end of the day, it was all in my head. The work was still going to be there when I got to work the next day. I didn't have to work the extra couple of hours, in most instances, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, if it had just taken an extra day to get it done. But I had this feeling that I just had to do it. It had to be done, and it had to be done that way. And I had built this box around myself that I needed to behave in that particular way. And I wasn't happy, but I didn't see that I was doing it to myself. The next thing is the desire to win. It's the competitive streak in us. We either don't want to win, or excuse me, we want to win or we don't want to lose. Either way, we're competing against something else, some other person, some other statistic, some other ideal. We are constantly trying to get that edge and get forward, and the need to win, the competitive edge, can sometimes lock us into a cycle of behavior which can lead down a road to where we are not having balance in our life because we are spending so much time trying to get that win that we're neglecting other things. And then the final thing is the need for power and control. Sometimes you take on added responsibility, you take on different things in your life because you feel like you can only be comfortable, you can only be happy if you can control it. Maybe something has happened in your life that burned you. You had an employee that reported to you that didn't take care of things the way that needed to be done, and you got, you were negatively impacted by that. So now you just do it yourself. You take control. You have the mentality that if it's going to get done right, I'm going to be the one to do it. There's different reasons behind why people act that way, but ultimately it locks you in a cycle of behavior to where you are taking on things that you don't need to, and you are not trusting the people that can help you to bring that balance to your life. And so you have to realize that that's where you are and learn to change the behaviors. Any one of these 6 could be impacting you right now. There's probably multiple things that are impacting your life. So take some time and think about how each one of these things is possibly controlling you and keeping you from being happy in your life and finding that balance. If you're interested in learning more about how Harrington Strategic Partners can help you in your business, you can check out my website, harringtonstrategicpartners.com. You can access my schedule right there and pick a time that works for you, and we can have a strategy session, just kind of brainstorm about some ways that you can move past that. You can also follow me out on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'd love to see you there. And again, my website is harringtonstrategicpartners.com. Thanks. Bye-bye.